Hi everyone, welcome back to Bella Unwind. I'm Lynn Daly and you're with my guests here. We're all talking about raw food diet and eating healthy. I think that's the most important key point, is to eat healthy. It's not so much about the crazy fads of diets or whatever, but it's about eating healthy, right?
Exactly.
Now I understand that in the kitchen of healthy eating people, the blender and the food processor are our best friends. Now maybe, you can tell us a bit about what you use it for, how you use it, and with the kids, and how do you play around with it?
Well,
make it interesting for them and not just the fruit gummies.
I actually make them do it themselves.
Okay.
So I cut up the fruits, and then they'll put in the fruits, the nuts, and the vegetables.
How old are your kids?
One is 6 and the other one is 4.
Okay.
And even the 4-year-old know how to do it.
Okay.
They know how to use the blender. So they just put everything in, and then they just turn it on, blend, and then they'll drink it by themselves.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and by making them do it, I think they are more inclined to want to.
And it's fun, it's like when we were kids and we're not allowed to play with utensils,
Yeah.
obviously it's like masak for them, right?
That's right. And it keeps them healthy. My kids hardly get sick. My second one has high allergies. He's not allowed to eat eggs, seafood.
Oh, he's allergic to
he's allergic
dairy
to those.
products.
Yeah, so I'm very careful about what he eats. So I make sure that he eats healthy food, so that he doesn't get sick, he doesn't get asthma, and all the other stuff.
Right. So what about people who have, ailments like diabetes or things like that, would this diet be appropriate for them?
I think for the general public, in terms of those who have diabetes, definitely something that's very suggested to them, very recommended, because raw foods has been proven, raw vegetables especially has been proven to reduce your blood sugar and control your blood sugar.
Sure.
And also the other reason would be to control your weight. Most people on this kind of diet would not be obese. Whereas on the normal diet, the normal Malaysian diet, they tend to be overweight.
Sure.
So definitely very recommended for people with high cholesterol, high blood sugar, or just generally obese.
Right. Now, being on a fruit and vegetable diet like this, and you said, there's the balance and all that, but where do you get your energy from? If you're not eating super amount of carbs and potato chips, where do we get our energy from? Tell me.
The energy we can get from fruits.
The nuts also, right?
Like nuts, it's full of, there's, B1, B5, B6 in nuts. And in your strawberries or even your fruits, you have your C and A and E. So, even if you were to munch, instead of having potato chips for your snacks, you can just grab a whole handful of dried fruits. And that is full of minerals and vitamins. That is where you get your fast energy from, your fast carbs.
Plenty of good sugars in there.
Yes.
And a lot of people forget that there are also carbohydrates there. They are fibrous carbohydrates as opposed to starchy carbohydrates, which we are used to.
Which take longer to
so
process.
it really gives us the energy as well.
Oh,
I think
cool.
it's kind of an old way of thinking where our parents' time, they think that eating vegetables don't really give you any kind of energy.
Because when I say I'm going to the gym and then I'm just snacking on something small, it says, hey, you better eat properly, if not you won't have any
some
energy.
rice
Have
and
some
starch in
pasta
there.
or rice or whatever it is. I mean, do you hear of that? I mean, but you see, that's the belief. But to help change the mindset of Malaysians out there, when it comes to food especially, it's not going to be easy, for them to eat healthy, because actually that's it. That's what we put into our stomachs that matter most, right? You can do all the amounts of workouts, but...
Definitely, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mindset thing. I think it's really good that we have this on the show to tell people that something like this, look at how vibrant these people look.
Exactly.
And so rosy and healthy.
Super healthy looking.
A weight loss example as well.
Yeah, speaking about the weight loss example, you work out, right?
Yes, I do work out, yeah.
So,
okay.
Tell us a little bit about your diet. What do you eat every day?
Correct. Okay, in terms of my workout, it's best that if I explain to you on during fasting month, because during fasting month I do work out and also on raw food diet.
That's
so
one thing
actually
I wanted to know.
I'm more into raw during the fasting month, because that's the time for me to utilize the detoxification process to the max. So in the morning, normally I just a typical fasting month diet. In the morning, I would have cider vinegar, the raw type, and then with honey and warm water. I'll have that for about half an hour later. I will have some fruit, maybe an apple, maybe about 5 dates or so. That's it. It can be quite filling because in the morning you don't eat that much.
Correct.
And then after that, it can actually sustain me throughout the day, having energy to run here and there, because the nature of my job is I tend to travel a lot. And in the evening, when I come back, I normally break my fast with coconut water and coconut flesh. That one's to replace back the electrolytes in the body that's lost throughout the day.
Wow, you're
And
so
then-
proper. You're very good, huh?
Yeah, and then after that, I have maybe 2 kinds of fruit, banana and apple.
Okay.
And then maybe a handful of nuts or so. But sometimes I don't have nuts. That's before my workout. So about 1 hour later, I go for my workout. And after that, when I come back, I will have probably some nuts and something light, maybe a soy protein shake or something like that. That one, yeah, they're probably not raw, but the thing is, soy is good for you and all that. So I would say about 95% to 90% raw.
So where's the meats and the fish?
No, during fasting month, I try to restrain from meats because that's where my detoxification starts. Because meat,
And do you find that you have enough energy?
yeah, it's enough.
Like,
because normally when people
you
say
get
that,
hungry a lot.
do you realize that the general rule of eating chocolate and all that, you get energy immediately, and after that you get lethargic. Why?
That is
Considering
true.
that it's very high in carbohydrates.
Yeah.
It's energy source because it's lacking nutrients to synthesize all this, to utilize all these carbohydrates. Whereas if you eat raw foods, fruits and vegetables, they are packed with nutrients to assist in the process of using up the carbohydrates. So therefore, even though you can see that people, the vegetarians like monks, okay, they eat vegetables and all, they don't eat meat, whatever, but they can be sometimes stronger than us. So it's about how intensely packed nutrients it is in your food. You can be having 10 kilo of food per day with very little nutrients, or you can have 5 kilo of food a day packed with nutrients. You compare these two, the 5-1 will be much better for you.
That's
something that you can
something to think about. But you know, a lot of people out there probably think, oh my gosh, it's it sounds really troublesome.
Right.
You know, how do we get hold of this stuff? You know, what about when we're in the office and we have to go out with our colleagues to eat, and you know,
It
it's all
feels
these
so
little
weird.
practical things that people think about. Even I do too. It's like, okay, I've got all this food at home, but then you know,
How
I've
am I
got to
supposed
be
to
out.
use it?
I've got meetings. I've got running around to do, and you know, people to meet for lunch. How do you say, okay, I cannot eat this, I cannot eat that?
Well, like I said, it's best that if you be a flexitarian, okay? Sometimes you need to eat, then you don't want your guest to feel so weird, you know, like he's eating steak
Yes,
and then you'll be
I'm
eating,
having a nut. Thank you
having my
very much.
raisin and my nuts for lunch.
You guys carry on. Yes, thank you.
No. What I mean is that even if you go to restaurants, you can always order salads and all that, hold the dressing, maybe just vinegar and oil, okay, for your salad. I know. But, you know, maybe some grilled tofu, to make it a complete meal.
Well, somebody
And then-
said that, you know, if you have a full plate of food,
Okay.
have your meat 1/3 of the plate and the 2/3 fill it up with your vegetables or salads. So that is, you know, you can get to eat your meat and your
Hafiz got a very good point about
vegetables.
balancing, about eating and socializing.
Yeah.
This is something I always tell my clients as well, that you need to be very practical about the diet that you want to have.
Yeah.
Because eating is also part of socializing, and especially in Malaysia.
Of course.
It's all
You
about
know,
bonding
It's
through
all
food.
about makan time.
Yeah, it's all
right?
about makan time. So you don't want to alienate people. Once you alienate people,
People will
that
think
diet will not work.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna feel negative about that diet. So when you feel negative, you're gonna feel it's difficult to sustain, and after a while, you just drop off the diet. So it has to be. You have to take into account the social aspect of the whole thing, the practical aspects, and also about your kids, whether they like this kind of food.
Exactly.
You can't really force it on them.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about kids, how did you get your kids started on vegetables? That's pretty amazing.
You know, when they're young, right, they don't like to chew on stuff. So you start with smoothies. So when you make smoothies with bananas and you put in some vegetables inside, like ulam raja, sweet potato, broccoli, it blends really well, and you can't taste it at all. I
Are
guarantee
you serious?
Yes, I
Even
guarantee.
I'm thinking,
Next time you go home, right,
very
you try
happening.
I'll
banana
let you
and
try
broccoli.
later.
Okay.
Yes, you won't be able to taste the broccoli at all, and that's how they start. You know.
And they
then
like it?
They like it.
Do they ask for it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She bribes
there,
them
there
to
your
do it.
kids drinking smoothies and eating fruits. Yeah.
And it's not
What
bad
a
when you
great
go
reward.
out. Yeah, because food courts have fruit juices
Yeah,
nowadays.
exactly.
You can just order coconut water, carrot juice, apple juice. Not that hard. And a lot of food courts have fruit stands, right?
Yeah.
So you could buy some fruits and eat that before you order your main meal.
Yeah,
to
I
fill you
try
up.
doing that now because then I don't gorge on my food after that. So I have a banana before I
Yeah.
go to Village Park and make sure I don't have that nasi lemak or whatever.
Yeah,
it
they
is.
sometimes have noodles, right? And they put in like tauge or bean sprouts.
Okay.
You tell them to not cook it and put more of those and less of the noodles. That helps along the way as well.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, what intrigues me, or what I'm baffled with is how people can sustain such stuff. What if do you get cravings? How do you give in to and what's right, what's wrong, and how much do you give in to?
For me, there's no cravings because I don't restrict myself. When I go out and people eat whatever they want, I just eat along with them. So, but I make sure that I have all these things in the day as well.
Okay.
So when I travel, I actually bring a blender like this, a small little blender.
Are you serious?
Yes, I do.
Like in the
For my
hotel
kids.
room, or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, oh
interesting.
yeah. Speaking of that, I actually started my family on juicing and smoothie as well. So they actually bought a juicer as well as a blender during that time when I started to be a lot more onto drinking the smoothie, because smoothie is one of the easiest to get your vegetables and fruits down without having to stuffing your face with the salads, you go like So my parents started to do that. And then they started to use like local vegetables like bitter gourd, okay, which is very good for high blood pressure, which is my mom is suffering. But while going on that, she feels much better already.
Local vegetables
that you can buy at the farmers market, the pasar tani, which is very reasonably cheap, and also it also cuts down on the carbon footprint if you were to take vegetables that's imported.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, I can't wait. We're going to have, I think, a demo after the break. So don't go anywhere and don't turn that dial. I am very excited because there's going to be some rawfully delicious things on set. I love dessert, and let's see what's going to be whipped up on set after the break.